right, so we're out in the backyard. Usually on Wednesday we have Joe's Kitchen, right? I'm inside the studio doing some cooking, but it's National Barbecue Month, and I thought I can't do barbecue justice. We got to get Jim Johnson in here. You've won 78 championships.
Right.
You've won a world championship.
Right.
I can't do justice on barbecue, so I want you to teach us at home how to do some ribs.
Well, you give us a great forecast for the weekend.
All right.
So
good.
we're going to have a nice cookout weekend. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a baby back rib.
Okay.
And this is a baby back. As you can see, it's got the curve. It's the one closest to the spine. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to prep this and get it ready for the grill.
All right.
The best way to do this, Joe, is we're going to flip it over, and we have a membrane.
Yep.
If we have the membrane on, it makes it tough, chewy, flavor won't go through, smoke won't go through, whatever. So we're going to take this, and you're going to take, normally I have an oyster knife, but you can use the back of a spoon.
Okay.
And you're going to come and you're going to take this bone right here,
okay,
and you're just going to go right underneath the membrane.
Oh,
and you're
okay.
going to go
Gotcha.
and work your way all the way through. All right, perfect, and then raise it up just a little bit.
Okay.
Now what I want you to do is take your finger and your thumb, and I want you to grab that membrane with a finger and a thumb down here.
Okay, show me. It's a finger and a thumb down
Just
here.
like that.
Got it. Man, that's kind of slippery, Jim.
Yep.
All right.
And then you take your finger and put it in here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hold down on the rib, and you're going to pull straight up.
Oh, wow.
Look at this. All the people that use the paper towel at home, you start at the corner and you rip it in strips and all that. How easy was this? Came off in less than 7 seconds. So he was able to do that. You're able to do it. Now, all of a sudden, now we can get flavor and smoke all the way through. So we're going to take the rub.
All right.
We use a nice dry rub, and we're going to sprinkle on the backside first. And we're going to coat it really nice. We're going to coat it really nice because we want all those flavors to go into the meat.
All right.
Now we're going to just flip it over. And the reason I did that the way we did,
Yeah, well, I bought them first.
if we did the front side and then rolled it over, it's all going to mess up and everything. So it's
Okay.
not going to be as pretty and as neat.
All right.
So this way, it's going to be nice and clean. It's going to be really pretty when we get through. So what happens is we have salt in this dry rub. We have salt and sugars and peppers and 18 different ingredients. So what's going to happen is we're going to put that on. You're going to see that nice chalky look to it. There's enough salt in it, it's going to pull the moisture to the surface, and you're going to see this start to sweat in about 10 minutes. And when it does, it lets you know the pores are open. When we go to the smoker with it, that knows it's going to pull the smoke back into the meat.
Okay, so it's trying to pull the moisture back into the meat using the smoke. Okay.
Exactly. So we're going to be able to do that. So we've got a nice dry rub on this. We're going to put this, and we're going to let this sit out for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to go to the smoker with it, and it's going to take about 3.5 hours at 250 on this particular smoker.
Okay.
At home, it may take longer, it may take less, depending on what you have, whether you have a ceramic cooker, gas grill, or whatever. Don't be afraid to do it. People have done these in the oven before, so don't be afraid to cook anytime you get an opportunity. Even if you don't, even if you can't cook outside on a nice smoker, make sure you cook it in something. So whether you do it in the kitchen, whether you do it in the oven, ceramic grill, gas grill, whatever you have, don't be afraid to do it. You're going to have a really nice rib. You've got an even coating on there, so it's going to have a really nice bark.
Okay.
This rib's going to look really good.
Now, I've been told my barbecuing, it is low and slow.
Right.
So this goes in the oven at what?
Well, 225 in the oven, and if you have like a ceramic grill or a gas grill or something that fires very, very close to the meat,
okay, try
not to get it above 225. In this particular cooker, we're separated from the fire, so we go at 250.
Okay.
But we don't cook anything above 250.
All right. That sounds pretty. I've seen people put mustard on this, too.
We do. And I didn't bring the mustard with me, but I use the mustard as a binder. So the mustard we put on there, it'll have an oil in it, and it breaks down the oil extracts in the dry rub, so I get deeper penetration with the flavor.
Wow.
But I also have a binder so that it creates a bark on the outside.
Oh, and the bark's always good.
And it has, the dry rub will stick to it even better.
All right, so Dave, I don't know if you can come in and show this a little closer, but we're already starting to see what you were talking about earlier. You're starting
to see how
that,
it's starting to sweat a little bit right here?
You're seeing that moisture on the top.
You see the moisture coming up to the surface? So that's the salt pulling the moisture to the surface. So we know this is going to be an excellent rib when we get through cooking it.
Can we go ahead and throw this in the cooker?
Sure.
All right. Dave, follow us on over. We're going to throw this in the cooker because we got a lot more stuff going on inside the cooker here.
And we're just going to put it on a rack.
Okay.
I'm gonna get behind you, Joe, and you turn to the other side if you would.
Sure.
And I'm gonna hold this door. Take your foot, and we're just gonna show you a slab of ribs that we have pre-cooked. Because what happens is when you're doing it for TV or for what we're doing now is to show you something like this, you also want to see the finished product. And in our particular case, we want to be able to see the finished product, and we want to see what Joe's done.
And look at this product coming up here right now. Boy, that is looking good right there.
This is a rib that we cooked, that we put on at 2 o'clock this morning. You see the pullback on the bones, so that means the fat has rendered out. So we've had the pullback. This has no sauce on it whatsoever. Only thing that's on it right now is the dry rub. So we've done it, and then we will come back and we will sauce it so it'll have a nice glaze to it. But you can see the pullback on the bones. That means it's rendered the fat out and the meat shrunk, and this is going to be an excellent rib. The way you're going to tell if it's done or not, you're going to turn it over, and then with a pair of tongs or with your hands, you're going to try to bend it. And if you bend it and it's going to break off before you can bend it, that way you know it's going to be tender.
And I've always heard that second rib is kind of the one you sometimes look at.
Yep. So you want to do that, and you can see it's going to break before I can bend it. So that lets me know that all this is just going to be, you can see how it's pulling.
Yep.
And it won't bend all the way. So this is going to be an excellent rib. We're going to put that on. We've got everything on here, Joe. We've got a little bit of everything. It's barbecue month, so we wanted to show you you can barbecue anything. We have chicken on here. We have a steak.
We got
hamburger.
burgers.
We have mac and cheese on the smoker. And this has pulled pork and barbecue sauce on it.
And we're going to hide that one for right now.
Our cameraman's already rubbing his stomach and everything. So
we're going to show you this one coming up here in about 30, 35 minutes. It is called a braided pork loin. We'll show you that. We're going to make a big old buffet here. We'll see you soon.